Okay, I got started a little ahead of the video because I wanted to make sure that what I wanted to do was going to be viable before I wasted time starting a video on it, but it looks like everything's going to work out. So this is obviously the field where I'm going to put the hay in, and after spreading manure on it and not being able to get down in this little dork because he couldn't make the turn down there, it's like, this is gonna be a pain in the ass if I don't do something about it. So I thought, well, this isn't really that steep of a grade, and they're little, it's only like a 2-foot drop right here all the way around, and I figured if I could get it tapered enough to where I could just farm up it, and then this field all of a sudden becomes a rectangle with a little doink down over the hill back there, so it'd make it a whole lot easier to farm. So I figured while I had the skid loader, we'd come over and give it a try, and I worked a little bit ahead just to make sure that the skid loader was actually going to do what I wanted it to do. And it's a little bit of a chore because the ground's kind of hard, but that's actually not pushing too hard. Basically, the hardest part is getting the bucket to start digging, and then once the bucket starts digging, it pushes just fine. So, but I'm just taking all the shit and pushing it down into that hole down there at the bottom, and I guess I need to carry some over and fill in that washout right there, so I don't gotta try to plow through it. But so yeah, that's basically where we're at. I was gonna try to do it with the box blade, and I figured while I got this thing, this is better than a box blade. Hey, this done did. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. I'm gonna do this, and then that dirt pile there in the back, I want to shove out and flatten that out, and then there's some stump holes back down over the hill I got to fill in. So probably not gonna do a whole lot of videoing because you've already seen I did a bunch of dirt moving yesterday, so you guys seen enough bobcat running, but I'll at least show you what we got going on here. So we saw some guys doing hay on some fields that were like, how do you even make a round baler work on that? They spend more time driving to the bottom to dump bales so they don't roll down the mountain than they do baling hay. That looks a little more manageable. That's something I'm not scared to run a tractor up and down. Before it was, well, hell, out here at the deepest point of the cut, I'll bet I was taking 1.5 foot and feathering it to get to this kind of gray. Actually, it might have been deeper than that yet, but before it came out and then basically dropped straight down like 2 foot and then kind of tapered off to this gentle grade. So now at least we can drive a tractor up and down and not have to worry about, well, you'd have never planted it to anything, but now we can plant it and it'll work just fine. I was running the skid steer along it on the angle and it was perfectly stable. I wasn't worried at all. So, and the worst part would be right here on the side hill, because we're going to be driving straight up and down here, and this is fine, and this is plenty shallow for running a side hill. So I just hope I can plow it half-ass decent, because the way this field lays with that doink going off the, well, I'm gonna have to see what it looks like after I get, before I make any assumptions about it. We're gonna get this mound back here busted off and leveled out so I can see what our curvature back here should look like. So let's go get that done. Well, y'all ever heard I gotta be very still here. Son of a bitch. Y'all ever heard the saying stirring up a hornet's nest? Son of a Buick. Okay, hold on a second. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Busted open a ground hornet's nest right there, and they are not happy. Son of a bitch. Oh boy. One just got me on the mouth. Well, not the mouth, on my cheek. That's gonna swell up. Naturally, they got to be in the damn cab. Oh boy, that's gonna hurt. Although it's not, luckily it was just one. That could have been worse. Whew, was not expecting that. I think we're gonna let that thing sit there and idle for a minute, and hopefully they get the fuck out. Okay. I don't see anything moving around. The side of my face is definitely puffy, but luckily it doesn't hurt that bad. Ugh. That's only the second ground hornet's nest I've ever stirred up. One time I was brush hogging at the old barn down the road here, and I must have bounced some more off the top of their nest, and they did not like that one bit, and I got stung like 2 or 3 times. This could have been bad because there was probably 4 or 5 of them flying around inside the cab. So I think what I'm gonna do, and my lip is all puffed up, it's kind of hard to talk. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the other side of the dirt pile, work my way that way, and then when Shelly gets here, I'm gonna go get some gasoline and a torch, and we're gonna give them fuckers a send-off. That right there is enough to scare the shit out of you. When you back off of a pile and you see a little bit of paper there, it's like, oh, that's a not good. I don't see anything. Guess we'll find out if I start moving. hopefully they can feel the vibration of the skidder, because I can see them flying back out of the nest. So I'm gonna go up to the house and see if I can get some fire starting material, and we're gonna see if we can kill these bastards. I think one just flew by. I hate them. Luckily, looking in the mirror, my face isn't as puffed up as what it feels like, but it's definitely puffed up. One side of my mouth is hard to move. Bastards. Okay, they're still hovering around the nest a little bit, but it looks like they're all at least around the nest. So, got gas, got a 5-gallon bucket. I was hoping for a torch, but we couldn't find the torch, so we got a lighter. And then I took a rag and got it taped up to where it'll stay heavy. The plan is put about 2-gallon gas in the bucket, soak a little bit of gas in the rags for the light easy, and then I'll have Shelly light the rag, and then I'm gonna throw the gas on there and then chuck the rag on there, and hopefully it all lights. So that's the plan. We shall see. Okay, screw that.
You might have to just take the lid off.
Yeah. Fucking safety cans. Leave it to an engineer to fuck up a gas can. In theory, if I can get a big enough fan out of the bucket, any of them that are flying around are going to be knocked to the ground. And then hopefully they just all blow up in a nice big puff of smoke. Okay, put a little bit of gas in there so the light's easy. You see where it's at? That worked better than I thought it would. Ah, we got to get here. I don't think anything survived that. Alright. Get this grass fire pushed out before we got a problem. vertical just because it's safer that way. Last thing you need to be doing is trying to pour that gasoline and light shit and all that at one time and burn the fuck out of yourself. And there we go. I went down through that side and kind of shoved all the scrub brush back. Not that it's going to gain me anything as far as farming it, but it keeps the scrub brush, you know, back. There's 2 trees right there I tried to push out. Those little guys right there. But that thing ain't going to move them. The ground's too hard. Well, the ground's too hard, and that's really not something that a skid steer is designed to do anyhow. After I got done with this, there was another ground hornet nest right there, so we had enough shit left over, we torched that. But now, should be able to farm right around this curve here, whereas before I would have had to have, we wouldn't have had any of this, and it would have been right about here to a 90-degree turn to head down the hill. So now we can go down and it's a nice curve. And then, well, you guys have seen what I did up there on the hill. So now we can basically farm it like a rectangle for the most part, which might as well make the most of the little space you got. So I think it was definitely the right move to do what I done did. But next step is going to be to get it rolled over, which I'd like to see a little freaking rain on it, because God, this ground is hard. So it'd be nice to get some moisture in it, soften it back up. Because I honestly don't know right now, because this ground where I plowed my bosses, that's all, like I say, that's all sandy loam. And I figured this was going to have more sand in it because it's all filled from that tower, but it really don't. There's a lot of clay in it. So it's going to plow hard to begin with. And I just don't know if I can get a plow to actually go in the ground as hard as it is right now. Once you get busted through the top layer, it's not bad, but I don't know, maybe a plow will be better than that skid. Now, obviously, you're not going to have as much surface area laying on the ground, so this plow is still going to be more likely to go in than that straight edge on that skid steer bucket. But and I'm going to leave that little berm there because that's basically going to mark where the sudden drop to the bottom is, because it's pretty much straight down from here. But definitely a step in the right direction, so I'm gonna make it a hell of a lot easier to farm, not having to try to do that little doink in there and whatnot, just being able to go straight up and down the hill. Well, anyhow, I guess get loaded up and might call it a day. I think it's getting rather late. Yeah, fuck, it's only 2 o'clock. That didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to. So, I guess I'll go get this loaded up and see what other trouble I can get into today. So, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.